just can't stop, won't stop hustling.
Great as the granddad's, great as the salutations. I go by the name of the Black Abstract. If you're new to the channel, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. The Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5, titled Return of the Mandalorian. I was not expecting it. Let me say, I was not expecting this episode, but I was pleasantly surprised. Man, this is... At first, I'm like, okay, they showing Mandalorian. All right, they give him a little clips of what he's doing. And then as I'm watching, I'm like, okay, he's still going. Okay, it's still Okay, this is just a full-out Mandalorian episode. Okay, I got it. We just catching up on seeing what he was doing after the events of Mandalorian Season 2. And this is kind of leading us up and let us know what he'll be doing for Season 3. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with this. Now, listen, a lot of people got gripes with the Book of Boba Fett. They say it's dry, it's slow, and they just don't like it. I like it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not really one of those hard-to-please people. I'm just happy we got some Star Wars shit to watch. So, I take it as I can. It's not the best show, but it's not the worst. It's not by far the worst. Does it have some pacing issues? I didn't have any issues with the pacing. I just thought it was showing his backstory, how he got to where he got how. You know, I think it's the same. I just think it's just because people are so spoiled with The Mandalorian and how that show progressed and what it was. They don't understand that you got to kind of figure out who Boba Fett is before we dive into all this other. You got to figure out who he is, where he came from, how. Because a lot of people don't really know this character. You know, he's mysterious. They wanted him to stay that way. But it's not what it is. So, you know, I get it. But let's talk about this episode, man. Mandalorian is doing what he do best. He's going in to get a bounty from some dog-looking fuck. You see those dog-looking dudes chopping up the meat? I'm like, isn't this ironic? You got dogs chopping up dogs. But anyway, he goes in there collecting the bounty. The guy, you know, oh, you're outnumbered. And I completely forgot about the Darksaber because I need to rewatch Mandalorian Season 2 again, which was phenomenal. I forgot about the Darksaber. I forgot he had that staff. So as he's fighting, he pulls out the Darksaber. I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot he got that. He do got the Darksaber. Like, what's going on? I forgot. You see he having some issues controlling it, and he winds up slicing himself with it in the leg. But he does get the job done, and he collects the bounty. He takes it to this, you know, they got these worlds that's off in the stars. He takes it to one of these worlds. He got the bounty, and he's looking for something in return. He doesn't want payment. He just wants to know a location about something. And we learned that the location is the hideout for the rest of the Mandalorians that still exists. And it's only 3 altogether, which is him and 2 other ones. And we see some backstory about the Darksaber that we kind of knew. You know, the one who wields it is who leads the Mandalorians. And he's practicing with it, and she's telling him, you got to learn how to concentrate this thing. You have to use the Darksaber. Don't let it use you, or something like that. Or maybe it was vice versa. And, you know, it gets heavier. I guess it gets heavier. If you don't use it correctly, it gets heavier and heavier upon each swing. So that's something he has to learn. The other Mandalorian is there, big motherfucker. He challenges Mando to a duel, which he loses because he think he's the rightful one who should hold the sword. We thought it was looking bad for Mando at first. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, oh man, he about to get Mando up out of here. But Mando wound up coming through, getting him, and he kept the Darksaber. But as he's winning, she asks him a pledge. I guess they go over. You know, have you ever took off your helmet? Has your helmet ever been taken off? And instead of just lying like any regular nigga would do, I would have just lied. Like, nope. Inside the helmet, I would have been like, little does she know. But he admits to it, and she tell him he can't be a Mandalorian no more unless he goes to some sea and asks for forgiveness or some shit. I don't know, but I'm just like, they're setting up for Season 3. That's going to be his task for Season 3. And then prior to that, though, she tells him the staff he's wielding, which is made of Mandalore armor, is too dangerous to have like that. You know, enemies could get a hold of it and it wouldn't be sacred. So she's like, I gotta forge it. So there's still no more staff. I'm like, okay, he couldn't have had two badass things. He couldn't have had a staff and a sword. I'm like, that's bullshit. But anyway, he winds up forging the staff to a gift for Grogu, which we don't know what it is yet. It's wrapped in this. He got it wrapped up in a gift wrap. So I'm like, what the fuck is that? And then we find out that he is going to see Grogu. And she tells him, listen, Jedi are trained to have no attachments. But we already know Grogu was a little older in his Jedi training. So he is going to have some attachments still. But he's like, just like a good dad. Let me go check up on my boy. I got to go check up on, see my boy doing with his training. I'm like, yo, if they don't use Grogu in future movies or make a Grogu movie where him being younger or taking over the mantle as Yoda or something, man, I'm going to be very tight, man. They got to have Grogu in a new Star Wars movie or something, man. If nothing happened to him. But I'm guessing he got slaughtered in Luke's camp. I'm guessing that must have happened. So we see that... he gets kicked out. He's not a Mandalorian no more. He gets to go on his task. He's on a plane, and it was funny. And listen, this episode was the pacing was just like the other Boba Fett's, but it's just because we love Mandalorian so much, we'll excuse it. But it was the same. Like, there's scenes where he's taking all his weapons and shit. It's like they didn't have to show that, but it's funny anyway to watch him doing that. But if that was Book of Boba Fett, oh my God, this is so boring, the pacing. And it's just like, him sitting on a plane and kid waving. It's just like, it's Star Wars shit. That's how I look at it. But he goes to see the mechanic lady. What's her name? Peli Motto. She goes to see him, and she's supposed to have she's wacky as fuck. She's supposed to have a new plane for him, and he's looking for the Razor Crest, which is his previous plane, but she doesn't have it ready. But she tries to entice him with a TIE fighter. He's like, what the fuck is this crap? And she's like, yo, I'm telling you, I don't look like nothing now, but once we get it together, it'll be great. And they decide to work on it together. And I love to see the droids being useful. One's a flashlight, so he's supposed to be holding a light. Mando's like, hold it steady, up. No. And then when we get there, she's trying to kill some kind of animal of some sort, and it's like getting the best of her, and Mando kills it. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, it would have been done for if Mando didn't show up. But anyway, they get it together, and he takes it for a spin. And so it's like a modified TIE fighter. And it's got all the bells and whistles on it, no droid. And this thing fucking flies. So I'm already excited to see what this is going to do in the next season. This thing is... he gets apprehended by some galactic police. They're trying to interrogate him, and he just breezes by. But he's like, yo, you know what? I ain't got time for this shit. They trying to interrogate him. You're not registered. You don't have registration. I didn't even know they needed all that shit to fly. I thought niggas just fly and they fly. He like, you know what? They're like, how did he hyper jump like that? He like, yo, I ain't even about to. You want to be filling out paperwork all day? I won't even worry about it. And then he goes back. As he's returning, we see that Migna wins. Fignix Shine. I don't know how to pronounce this lady name. She returns. She comes with the offer for muscle for Boba. And she throws him some money. And he like, yo, I'm going to do this one on the house. But first I got to go see my son. And then there you have it. He's leading up to Mandalorian 3, Season 3, as well as, he'll be on the Book of Boba Fett somehow. I don't know if he's going to come back for the next episode. Are they going to war this season? Or is that going to be geared for next season? The War of Tatooine? I don't know how that's going to work out or play. But I'm guessing they might save it for Season 2 because that will have something for them to actually do. But all in all, man, great. Best episode of the season so far. Listen, look at Mandalorian's armor versus Boba Fett's. It ain't even fucking close. And you don't realize how much you miss a character. You're like, man, I really miss Mando, man. Mando is a different type of beast, man. How the hell do he eat? I still do not know. Do he just put food up under there? Because if not, I know he's starving. This man don't be hot. He don't be thirsty. None of that shit. They got something in their armor. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. Post your comments below, man. I was really excited about this episode. And as always, peace, love, and prosperity. I am the Black Abstract 1.